Hey guys, hi, Bryson here, and welcome to my show. And today we're going to take a look at Graham Stephan talking about a $10 million custom home in Hollywood by Jason Oppenheim. Now, the idea is that these guys are basically the people that actually started the entire group that Graham Stephan is a part of when it comes to actually selling high-end real estate. Now, let's dive in right into the video. And by the way, as you guys know, I upload videos on this channel every single day. So make sure to also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And on top of that, also destroy the like button. Without further ado, let's find out exactly what this $10 million custom home is actually all about.
What's up guys, it's Graham here. So today I'm going to be touring you through Jason Oppenheim's newly finished $10 million house here in the Hollywood Hills. And I gotta say, this one has some of the most outrageous, high quality, just extravagant finishes, furniture, and artwork I've ever seen in a home like this. So with that said,
by the way, guys, you know, whenever you have like a custom like mansion in a sense, usually they don't recommend you customize it as much because basically when somebody's gonna buy it, they're not gonna buy based on your taste really. They're gonna buy something they're actually looking for, and usually they're looking for vanilla stuff, okay? Basic stuff. However, this is high-end, okay? So let's find out.
Said, we're about to meet Jason out front and he's about to tour us around. I snuck in here a little bit early so I could film this introduction and ask you guys to destroy the like button for the YouTube.
Hey, guys, come on. Destroy the like button on this channel also for the YouTube algorithm. It helps a lot, and it also helped this channel right here that's just starting out also grow a ton. So thank you guys so much for doing your part.
Let me show you guys around. Hey, welcome to my house. Come on in.
Thanks for having me over, man.
Of course. Glad to have you.
I've learned.
You know, all the time, guys, you know, whenever I see like these houses, like these $10 million homes, I always expect like something crazy, but then, you know, it is crazy, but you gotta remember, right, in Los Angeles, usually what you're paying for is the location, not just the property. So in a sense, like a $10 million home can look like, you know, like a normal home, but without a fancy stuff, but it's all about the area, you know, the hills, the Hollywood Hills, you know. But a $10 million like home in like a third world country like Dominican Republic would get you such a massive property. But then again, you don't want to live there. You want to live in Los Angeles in the Hollywood Hills. So I also understand that.
Learned that the people that do well in real estate, they don't overthink things. You know, they find something and they make a move. The people that vacillate too much and they try to find, you know, they talk themselves out of buying anything all the time. They're like, oh, maybe I'll wait for the market to soften, or maybe I'll wait.
Yeah, I hear that all the time, not just with real estate, but also with the stock market also. People say like, hey, I'm going to wait until the stock market crashes so then I can go ahead and invest money. Or I'm going to wait until things go back up because basically right now the market is still down and we don't know what's going to happen next. Okay, the idea is you have to stay consistent. You got to keep investing. And when it comes to real estate, you have to start buying real estate if you want to get into the game and not procrastinate, okay? You're never going to get the perfect situation if you keep waiting and waiting and waiting. It's never going to come.
Wait for this, or maybe that house isn't perfect. I find that those people don't do that well because they end up never buying. So I have really a formal entryway. I wanted to have the house really private, so I put hundreds of ficus trees all over the house. So this is one of the first things I did. I opened up, this was a small fireplace, and I opened it up and made.
Oh my gosh, that house actually looks legit. It looks beautiful. It looks like a magazine picture, right? It looks insane, honestly. He has the firewood on the side. He has the fire. I'm not a real estate agent, so I don't know like all the real estate like jargon like Graham does, but the house looks beautiful, okay? The finishes look great. The floors look great. The furniture looks amazing. Everything looks great, you know? But to me, this would probably be a massive liability. A house like this usually is for people that basically have a massive net worth that this won't make a dent in their entire like pool of money, okay? But this right here is a massive amount of money.
Well, this is a Louis Vuitton trunk from 1896. This is just, you know, a vintage mid-century lamp. This is actually off of like a 1920s prop plane.
I wouldn't even be surprised if just like the furniture and stuff like that and just like the little props in there could cost like even like maybe like hundreds or tens of thousands of dollars, you know, because basically you're buying all these unique things from your home and you probably collect them over a long period of time. But the answer is that cabinet probably cost maybe like $1,000, $10,000. The idea is this stuff goes for a lot of money, okay? This so far is just insane.
Okay. These are really cool. These are from Spain and from the 1700s, and they were the counterweights to like the town clocks.
It's too cool.
Weigh them down. This is off of a 1940s U.S. Navy ship.
Okay.
So it's all brass, and this phone actually works.
And it works.
One thing I actually appreciate the most when it comes to, for example, like real estate agents is their attention to detail and the way they're sort of descriptive about what they're actually describing. You know, you can tell when somebody's very experienced, when somebody is actually not experienced. Like, for example, if I led you into a house, I'd be like, yeah, this is a fancy house. Look at the floors. They're blue. And basically, the house was made in the 1930s. Isn't it awesome? But if Graham or, for example, Jason walks in like, hey, yeah, this is a 1935 finish from like the 1930s, basically from a Spanish tile, and this is that, and this is that. Like, it's just amazing. You know, the way they describe things in terms of detail is just so impressive when it comes to like the way I see things, okay?
It's really cool. Well, I actually spent more money probably wiring this to the house than the phone cost. I mean, this is maybe like $2,000, and I probably spent at least $2,000 getting it into this room. And then
Yeah. Again, guys, okay, this is a whole nother level. To me, it sounds like a massive liability, okay? But I'm not really here to judge. I'm more here just to be observant for this video, okay?
I collect a lot of vellum-bound books. So you'll see all these around the house. They're all between 400 to 600 years old. So in this, I
400 to 600 years old. I wonder what they're about.
wrapped, I've wrapped several of the bathrooms in leather.
Okay.
Just to give it some context, and then when you B-roll in here, you'll see it. But even like the fixtures, everything is brass.
Wow, so the whole bathroom is wrapped in leather. How does that work when it comes to like temperature? And how does it work when it comes to like the moisture in the room also? I just don't know, okay? But I never seen anything like this before.
It's like the mirror's a couple hundred years old out of London.
So what was the first place then you bought for yourself?
A little one on Londonderry.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.3 million was my first house.
What?
This is insane, right? A little one, you know, 1.3 million was my first house, you know, but then again, you know, you have to remember, guys, okay? These guys basically sell real estate. For example, imagine if you have, for example, a car salesman and one person basically sells Hondas, Toyotas, and also like, for example, a Chevrolet, and every now and then maybe an expensive car, right? So every single month they have to sell a ton of cars to actually make enough money commissions to basically be able to survive. However, you have another person here that basically sells high-end cars like Lamborghinis and basically Ferraris, Rolls Royce, like all that fancy stuff, and basically they only have to sell around 1 to 2 cars every single month, and that way they can make a ton of money on commission. The same thing goes for Jason. The same thing goes for Graham, because basically on Jason's website, I basically saw listings for $10 million, okay? 10 million, 20 million, $25 million, like properties that if they actually sell, the commission of a 2.5% is a ton of money, a ton of money. On top of that, he's also like an actor and has a lot of lucrative investments, I think. But the idea is like, you know, they make a lot of money.
What year was that?
2013. I remodeled that one. I added a lot of value. The market, you know, in 2013, 14, 15 was going up. So I refinanced it. I ended up getting out all the money that I put into it and an extra $500,000. So now, you know, essentially I have minus $500,000 of equity in that house.
That is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome.
It's still covering, you know, making me a few thousand a month. So I took that extra money and I went and bought another house up the street on Evanview, remodeled that one, refinanced it, got all my money out of that and some, and then
Yeah, these guys, man, the way they do things, basically like a fixer-upper, right? But like high-end, right? So they grab these properties that are also high-end, they fix it up, add extra value, get it appraised, then refinance based on that value, and then take that money out, and then grab that money and go out there and do the same thing over and over again, rent it out, and then basically start making basically free money every single month, you know? But, you know, it sounds pretty easy on paper, but obviously you need to have a keen eye, and you also need to be very experienced when it comes to real estate. So it takes years of experience also, on top of like, hey, it's a very simple concept, but it takes work to actually get it done. So just hearing this is awesome.
and did it again here. One of the coolest things in the house is this TV.
Oh, we got to see the TV.
Yeah, because when I walked in to the house, I didn't want to see a TV over the fireplace. I didn't want to see a TV at all, actually. So we had to
Oh my God, he literally has like one of those like floor TVs. That is so cool.
dig 10 feet into the ground and then about 5 feet wide, just jackhammer out all the bedrock. Then we had to pour concrete and basically made it like a safe room.
How much was that to do?
This whole thing is probably about $50,000.
50,000.
What? 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 just to have a TV on the floor. I'm sorry, guys, okay? By this point, I'll be honest, man. I'm not here to judge, but I'm about to, okay? $50,000 to put a liability inside of a house. I just don't see I just don't see the value in that whatsoever, okay? But does it look cool? Yes. Does it look amazing? Yes. Like, am I gonna be jealous? Yes. But would I do it? No. $50,000? Come on, man. I don't know, man. I just don't know how is that possible. I don't know. Maybe it's because he's like maybe like somebody coming in as like a very like professional, a very high-end price, but $50,000 to put a TV? Oh my God.
$1,000.
Yeah, because just this lift,
Wow.
just the lift alone, it was about 15. Just this chrome thing. And then I did this,
That's
I put
so
the
neat.
flooring on the bottom, so it looks like it's like fixed. I didn't want any trim, so
Yeah.
I have the outlets going right up against the drywall.
How much is it extra to do this versus
So just
having the
so I
outlet?
thought it was only like $250 extra. Each one of these is $250, but then
Each single outlet is $250. You know, one thing I noticed is, guys, that basically a job and a price of a job basically depends on the price of the property in a sense, right? If you go to a normal house and you ask for this to be done for your house, it's probably not going to cost you that much. But because it's basically like a high-end home, people are usually more enticed to charge these people a lot more money. But then again, I don't think so, because basically they're very like in the know of prices, and they can't really get scammed because they know exactly how real estate works. But these prices, man, are insane.
the drywall guys are spending hours on these, you know, to
Really?
get so that's actually where the expense is. So
Okay.
in retrospect, it was a nightmare. These are one of my favorite things in the house. These are by a company called Hinge.
Okay.
They're all hand burnished brass, and then you've got the burnt orange suede leather, and they're like over $5,000 a piece.
Wow.
$5,000 a chair. Can you believe that, guys? Like I told you guys, okay, just in like furniture and stuff like that, he probably spent a fortune, okay? And you know, I'm probably like in the mind of Graham Stephan right now, and I'm just trying to figure out like, how do you justify something like this? You know, I just don't see how you can justify this. You know, I know one thing about Graham, basically. Graham got into a very good career, but he's also very frugal. So I would like to have a conversation with Graham, find out exactly his perspective on this. But then again, you know, Graham respects this guy a lot because basically they work together, I think so, right? So I don't understand the value in this whatsoever. Unless he's moving it from house to house, and then you also use it like for showing, so like sell the properties or do whatever he's doing. Like, I get that, but $5,000. Well, maybe it might be a deduction. I don't know how. For taxes, I'm mind blown right now. For a chair, $5,000.
Whenever people come over, I'm very careful to make
Do you
sure
count the chairs to make sure they're all here?
Well, I can see if there's one missing.
Okay.
All the lighting in the house is Buster and Punch out of London.
Okay.
So they make this one. This is the biggest one they make.
Yeah.
So you see how big that one is? Mm-hmm. I had to have that custom made. So I actually flew out to New York, met the designer.
I actually flew out to New York, met the designer to get a light done. It's a whole different world, guys. It's a whole different world. If you want to, this is the thing, right? If you don't have a lot of money, basically you spend money on the things you can actually spend on, right? But basically, the more money you have, there's always a lot more things to spend money also on, okay? Like the world of money and what people will charge you money for is endless.
For Buster and Punch, got all the material from him, found a manufacturing plant here,
Wow.
and had them make that. So it looks like it's the same company, but it's actually
Right.
not. So this tree, it was real at one point.
Yes.
But it was dying, even though I put in the skylight. So I had them leave the original branches. This is like the real branch. And then I had a silk guy come in and add the silk leaves.
Are you serious?
He's like the best.
Graham was just like, yeah, Graham was just like, are you serious? Like, I'm so, like, guys, it's almost impossible not to be impressed with, like, all the craftsmanship going on in this house. But it's also you have to also have, like, perspective, you know? This stuff is very expensive, you know? So, he literally has someone come in and make this real tree fake because it was dying, okay? It's insane. But it's also so impressive.
In California, so most people wouldn't know that this isn't real. And this is one of my favorite artists back here, James Goldcrown. He did this piece for me. I just bought that vintage frame at auction, and he painted that. He does a lot of the hearts around town.
Right.
Don't even ask me how much I put into this. This one I don't think I've made much money on. No, I'm not going to sell it, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this is like his, okay guys, so a little background here, okay? Jason, I think he's 43, 45, right? And obviously he's been selling homes, like luxury homes in Los Angeles for years now, right? So he has a lot of experience. So obviously, I guess that, for example, once you win the game of real estate and also the game of finance in a sense, it's okay to kind of like spoil yourself if you actually have the net worth to actually support yourself. So although I might seem like I'm judging in a sense, I can also see, for example, he can justify, for example, if I'm 40 years old or 50 years old and I put in all the work and I want to buy, for example, a fancy car or, for example, a fancy home for my family or whatever, I can do that. I can afford it, right? As long as I can actually afford it. So that's what I guess he's actually doing here. So I'm not judging, but I am judging, okay? Because it's still so expensive, but I understand. Not really, but I do.
And it will definitely rent for a lot more than my mortgage if I ever rented it. But at this point, I feel like I deserve to just, overspend, do something the way that I want to, and just enjoy it. So I really love steel and wood, and I love floating stairs. So in all my homes, I build these floating stairs, which is really
I love floating stairs also. I love everything floating. Like, I'm not being sarcastic, guys. I just love simplicity of having floating stairs, but I'm not a big fan of floating stairs without a railing, because like without like a railing to actually protect you, because I'm an adult, but when I have kids and stuff like that, I want to make sure they're also protected also, but one night like you're just walking and you just fall down those floating stairs, yeah, man, oh my god, this is crazy.
Difficult, but each one of these weighs 250 pounds, and then this one weighs 800 pounds. So you can imagine all the steel in the wall to support all this. And you zoom.
Wow, like 800 pounds those stairs weigh, to support you actually. That's incredible. That is amazing.
I'm on the Oppenheim group wine here, guys. Just a quick plug. So Graham, I did all.
Oh, so he also has the Oppenheim like wine group. That's so cool, man. I'm always like impressed. By the way, you can tell this guy is like super buff, super healthy. So I'm always like happy when somebody's like healthy, makes a lot of money. Those things always impress me. I'm always happy about that.
All the countertops in the house I did in solid 1/4-inch rolled steel. So you won't see this at any other property. Okay. I mean, this weighed about 700 pounds. We'd have like 6 people carry this in. But it's indestructible. And then
the reason I spend so much money on these countertops is not because, I had to spend this money, but the reason is because I want to make sure my cabinets or my countertops are forever indestructible, okay? Because you never know who's gonna be cutting these on these countertops and it just might break. So I want to invest in this. By the way, you can see ground space there. This is like, it's a whole different level.
This is like one of my favorite coffee makers.
This is too cool.
Out of Canada. It's actually really complicated, so I'm not even using it right now, and it takes forever to clean. Okay. But it looks cool. Sink. This is.
He's like, yo, listen, man, I love this coffee maker, but it's too complicated and it takes forever to clean, so I'm not even gonna deal with it. That is so boss, okay? That's crazy.
400 pounds of carved basalt rock. So that's also, I like very natural elements like concrete, rock. This is a Picasso right here. You can see.
Wow, so that's actually a Picasso. That is awesome. I always get very nervous, like having expensive things around my house, but I just guess that's like how I grew up. I grew up like in a third world country where basically if you have something expensive, you better hide it because you never know what's actually going to happen. Somebody might come in your house, steal your stuff, but obviously, like having this stuff around your house, like this art paintings, in a way, they can also be investments in the future because you never know people want to buy this back from you. You can always like sell it back. So it's an investment also, but I would always be very careful with this stuff, man. I'm so scared of having like valuable things. I don't know why.
Now you missed one of the best parts here. The refrigerator.
Sure. Yeah, so now you guys can see that I don't eat and drink too much.
Not healthy,
just chicken and salads.
Okay.
And then this is cool. This goes up and down.
That's great.
Let me see.
Oh my gosh, this refrigerator actually looks, he should be on the men's health and fridge thing. That would be pretty cool, right? Like his fridge is literally inside the wall. That is so cool.
Slowly, but it works. So here's like another.
Yeah. I feel like, technology is so cool today, right? But I feel like, when you make these investments into a home like this, like, like in the furniture and like all these cool things, like the TV coming out, the thing and blah, 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 in like 10 years, like all this stuff is going to be like obsolete, right? So it's cool to see, but I just wouldn't put my money into this stuff. I just don't, I can't justify it. But then again, in 10 years also, the value of this property might skyrocket also which could then justify we could just refinance and then take the money out and do the same thing over again. But he doesn't plan to do that though. He plans on taking the money and keeping it.
A little detail that I did more recently. Again, this is 1/4-inch rolled steel, so all this weighs like 30 pounds. I had to open this all up. This is the ship's company out of like Massachusetts from the 1900s. This is like a barometer, and this is a clock. They each weigh like 8 pounds. They're solid brass.
Okay.
So I just slipped them.
Yeah, this guy's obsessed with like relics of history, I guess, like with like just old stuff, and also with like steel and putting them in the wall and paying a lot of money for it, you know, but it's cool. Everybody has their own taste.
Them in there. This is my favorite poem by Robert Frost.
What does it say?
Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And now this
Oh, Robert Frost. I need to read some of his poetry, man.
bar, I enjoy like entertaining, so this bar serves really well. Again, made out of solid steel and copper.
So then you have more bedrooms on this side.
Oh, that is so cool. Like the whole thing is made, like I think his whole house might as well just be a ship, right? Because basically everything is made out of like steel and copper. It's so cool. I never seen anything like this ever.
Yeah, these are
I remember the only time I ever saw a property of this magnitude that I would probably like say like would beat this one was basically by this guy. I was actually filming a movie, right? When I was actually doing like the whole like filming movie thing. And basically this guy had a house, guys, that no lie, it was worth between 10 to like $20 million. I just can't remember right now. But the idea is this guy was like a famous like clothes, like basically like he was like fabricating clothes and then selling them like back and forth. And his property was like so luxurious. And it was in Poughkeepsie, New York. And I was like, I never seen anything like this before, like luxury like that. I never seen it before. And I spoke to him. He was like, yeah, it's a nice property. I like it. It's cool. But you know, at some point, like these things just become like normal to people, you know, but it's insane. To me, it's just crazy. I can't justify things like this, but you know, who knows in like 40 years, like this is not going to be me, obviously, but I don't plan on ever doing stuff like this. You know? To me, it's fun to look at, but when I think about money, I just wouldn't put my money into anything like this, you know, because I want my money to grow. I don't want to be looking at my money like this, you know, but it's impressive. It's impressive, and I also respect it a lot.
These are my guest bedrooms, which I really don't like having guests like near me.
Yeah.
So I like my master over there, and then my guest bedrooms over here. This is James Goldcrown again.
Right.
Yeah, this is Basquiat. I don't know if you know that artist.
This one?
Yeah, he's
No, I
like
don't.
contemporary to Warhol. All the
Oh, his Basquiat. Do you know that artist? Grandma's like, no, I don't. Basquiat is a very famous artist, very, very famous artist. That's so cool, you know. And again, this whole house just looks like a hotel.
closets are suede, lined, and then I put structural steel in the wall. So you'll notice a lot of times you'll see like a little V bracket here.
Yeah.
But I don't have that, like, because I have all the steel in the walls.
Wow.
Bathroom. I like doing, instead of door handles, I like just like carve out a circle. Then again, this is all hand carved basalt stone.
Oh my gosh, this is like the pinnacle of customization and also luxury. But then again, when you customize things to these levels, right? Like, what's the market for something like this? Like, who would actually be interested in all this like steel and like clocks on the wall, like steel on the wall? The answer is the market is very tiny for the resale value, and that's why I guess he decided to do this. Like once he had enough money, and also when he felt like he actually deserved it, you know, because it's not really for resale, it's more like for keep, and he wants to feel at home at his home, you know. So I get it, but I still can't justify it.
I also really like barn doors. This is the only place in the house where I can figure out a barn door working, but I made sure to include it.
How did you get then the capital to buy the first house?
I mean, I wasn't making much money. The first few years, I think $50,000, $40,000 to $60,000 for like the first couple of years.
By the way, guys, okay, this is when we actually talk about the money, you know, and I love these talks. And the idea is, you know, when somebody's making 40 to 50K, it's not about how much. I learned this a very long time ago, okay? I learned this when I was making $60 a week, believe it or not, you know, and it was hard times, like very hard times. But the idea is, you know, you can't let money define you as a person, you know. And when I was making $60, I read a very impressive quote. And the quote said basically, it's not how much money you make, okay? It's how much money you keep. And if you can't manage a small sum of money and you can't multiply it, you'll never be able to multiply and manage a large amount of money. And ever since then, my whole perspective on money shifted. So to see exactly like how this guy turned like 40K, 50K into something massive, like I might like, you know, like laugh at him basically because of the property, how much money he spent. But that's all, like, you know what, it's just the way I am, you know. But to see like what he's done as an entrepreneur, like I will always respect that, you know, because it's always like respect when somebody comes from like building like his own like empire in a sense. So I always respect that.
And obviously I'm not saving on that, certainly not buying a house with that. Then I think the third year did pretty well, a few hundred, and then I started building momentum. So I started saving a lot of money. I mean, I spend a lot of money now.
Saving money?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't never as good as you, but
Yeah, so I'm guessing he wasn't like really like a saver, like more like a spender. And it's very hard, you know. People think that, you know, the more money you get, basically like the better things become. Like, no. In actuality, if you make $50,000 and you're just a spender, you spend all of it, you can make $1 million and you're also gonna be a spender and you're gonna figure out a way to spend all of it. Money is very easy to spend. It's very hard to multiply and also reinvest. Okay, so obviously, at least this guy grabbed some of his capital and invested it to get him residual income. And that's important to keep up this lifestyle of expensive stuff.
I was more careful about spending for like the first few years. Now, now whatever. Like, I'm now 40. I just want to do what I want, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm still smart about things, you know. But I don't care about spending money on furniture, or vacations, or food, or you know, whatever.
Yeah, you know, I'm always scared about this, you know, because basically when it comes to money and also situations and spending money and all this stuff, you know, I always understand that basically the temperature and also the weather can change very quickly. Now, what I mean by this, basically, the financial areas in the world can always change. So you're always sustainable to massive change, and you could basically lose a lot of money all of a sudden and lose a lot of your income all of a sudden. So you have to be prepared for that always, okay? So not really caring about money, I'm older, blah, blah. You have to make sure you have a massive amount of money coming in passively to support the lifestyle you actually have. If you don't, and you're just dependent on the income you actually create, then that could be a massive problem. That's why I'm hyper focused on creating passive income, money that comes in without me having to worry about anything, okay? Although my income is extremely high, okay? Extremely high. The idea is that that could always change. So you have to keep the money you actually make and reinvest it, no matter if you're making like 50K or 30K. And by the way, he also said he was not saving a lot of money when he's only making like around 50K. The answer is that's not like really an excuse, right? A lot of people basically save money on a 30K salary, 40K salary, 27K salary. The idea is it's not an excuse. It depends on the lifestyle you actually want to live. And obviously, you can tell this guy is a spender.
But when it comes to real estate, I make sure that I'm very careful on real estate. Because that's a big, you know, who cares about the small things like food, clothing, whatever? If when it comes to the big bets, you're doing it right and you're making smart bets. So this is the master bedroom. It's kind of its own wing of the house. This is my office. I mean, I don't really work here that much, to be honest. I'm usually at the actual office. But yeah.
That is so. This is my office. I don't really work here. It's just for looks, you know. But I worked at the actual office. It's cool to have. It's pretty awesome.
This is probably my favorite part of the house. Is just this angle right here.
I think the reason Graham likes it so much is because basically he would love to film videos right there. By the way, his bedroom looks incredible.
Actually, agree. This is probably my favorite. So I designed this desk, but it was so heavy I had to bolt it to the ground because it would like fall over. And
wow.
This ladder I got out of Germany, but it works, and you can go up here and, you know, move around and get your books. I've got 3 homes with 3 clocks, all like this. I go to a bell tower company and I commission the clock, and then I wire it, and then it does like, you know, well, I don't have it plugged in right now, but it plays like Big Bang and all that stuff. Problem is it wakes me up, you know, every hour. That's why I unplugged it. This guy.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This house is insane.
This is cool. This is from the 1930s. It's a studio light. So I just had a guy spend months refurbishing the whole thing. In fact, he took 2 of them and picked all the best parts from each one and then made this. It's so bright.
Why does he have that studio light in there in his bedroom? That is so strange.
Right, that if you shine that on somebody from 30 feet away, like, they get really hot. But you don't want it in there. I'm telling you, it is so, and the whole room gets hot.
Wow.
I don't know how people acted in the 20s when they had.
Oh, wow. So it's like a collector piece. And that's a light bulb, really. And you can tell, like, look how Graham is holding this. And look how he's looking at Graham. Because usually, this stuff is like pretty expensive and also very rare. So it's always like, I'll show you, but hold on to it very, very, hold on to it.
Had those lights on them. This is a slit for the projector screen, which comes down.
Okay.
So if I say, Alexa, close the shades, I'm not going to tell her to put that down, but then it turns into a movie theater, so I can just watch it.
And then
Oh, that is so cool. Like this stuff I'm actually into. And by the way, the projector coming out and actually having like the whole like theater actually going through in your bedroom, that is pretty cool and also pretty impressive. And I'm pretty sure that doesn't cost that much money. Like the TV coming out with the whole system is pretty simple. But this home is awesome.
Where's the projector?
Right there.
Oh wow, you have it
so-
hidden right behind.
Yeah, so I turn the fireplace on, have this
Yeah.
little lantern on,
Okay.
and then turn a movie on. Alexa, open the shades. So here, take a look at the shower.
Okay.
I'm not that tall of a person, but I have a really tall shower.
Oh my god, like his shower looks like, I don't even know what this looks like, okay? I think those are like pretty good tiles, by the way. Like I've seen those designs a lot. But the idea is, man, like this shower looks like, I don't know like a bedroom? I don't know, but his shower is like, I never seen anything like this.
So this is all. This.
Look at this, guys. Look at the scene right here. Two people can literally like shower here like it's nothing. Look at this.
This is
Look at
stone
this.
meant to look like the steel, and then a floating step.
Okay.
And then steel finishes everywhere. So even this, I just trimmed out in steel.
This is what I love, the watch collection. Is that new? I didn't
That's
see that
the
watch.
Patek, yeah.
Wow.
I'll show you.
This is my favorite part of the house, is right here.
I don't wear it a ton.
I feel like Graham, eventually, he's gonna get into this high-end watch collecting system. Like you can tell, like he started out with like his grandfather's watch, and I can tell that maybe in the future he might start getting into this because basically you can also justify it, like, you know, it's also for YouTube. But on top of it, you can also basically hold on to watches, wear them, take care of them, and then go ahead and resell them when the time comes for like the same price and basically wear expensive stuff that you actually like and also make a profit sometimes and also get your money back. So I could see Graham actually eventually doing this.
I don't know, because it's like very formal.
Yeah, if you ever want to trade, just let me know.
I mean, when I met you, when we started at Coldwell Banker, I was living with my buddy Alex in a one-bedroom, $1,400 a month apartment, driving my grandfather's like $1,000 1980s, gold Cadillac. I mean, I was not exactly balling, 10 years ago, and that's not that long ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago is definitely not that long ago. Like 10 years ago is like in a flash. And 10 years ago, how old was I? Was 13 years. Yeah, it's kind of like a long time. I was 13 years old 10 years ago. Yeah, it is a long time, but it's not that long of a time. Like 10 years ago, to come from like that situation, like a one bedroom to like this now, it's incredible. It's impressive, and usually they say like basically it takes 10 years to become a master at your craft, and right here you're seeing that this guy's a master at what he does.
But year one, year 1 and 2, you're just learning, really. So I didn't make, but that's fine because I was learning. I was really working on figuring out like about real estate in Los Angeles.
By the way, guys, I like the words Jason is using here. Year 1, year 2, year 3, I wasn't really making that much money. And, a lot of people basically never start something because basically they know for a fact in the beginning it's not going to make any money because there's always like a learning curve to it. So, for example, when I started YouTube, I was 12 years old and I kept trying until I was basically like what I am now. I'm 23. It's like, what is it? Like 11 years or so, like trying to make YouTube work. The idea is like things take time to actually make them work and actually learn and understand exactly what you're trying to do and actually accomplish. Things take time, okay? So not everything you actually do is going to get you a massive return, like just like this. The idea is you gotta keep working the boat.
Year 3 and year 4, I was focusing on fundamentals, building my business. I had a few clients, but I was treating them, really well, making sure that everyone was happy, and then I was getting referrals, doing all like the hard work, the groundwork. The truth is, there's like no easy, way to get successful. I don't think. I mean, yeah, go buy a lotto ticket, but that's not going to work.
It might work. It might work. Go buy a lotto ticket right now, guys. No, obviously I'm kidding here, And that's why whenever you see all these like people say like, hey, making money is so easy, it's so simple, everything is so great. And in reality, if you want to establish long-term wealth like through the stock market, it's very simple. All you do is invest money. And the hard part is the patience. And another hard part is basically it might take 20, 15, even 30, 40 years, And that's also like you won't ever get rich like this all of a sudden unless you get very lucky. And I'd rather basically follow the cues of the basically what's actually been done and actually proven than just like follow the cues of people that basically got lucky and became rich, because luck is very hard to replicate. But steps and actual ways to do things are very easy to replicate.
You just have to earn it. I didn't have room in it for a bathtub, because I wanted my sauna here. Sauna out. This guy spent like 6 weeks like hand cutting each piece of wood out there. And then I had to put my copper tub outside, but that doesn't.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. Like the sauna, I would love to have a home with like a sauna, you know. But then again, I could just have, for example, a $50 like gym membership and just like go to the sauna right there, you know. But you know,
I've used that once in 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So he's literally used the copper tub that he has outside once in 2 years. Once in 2 years. Liability? Yes.
So this is kind of my little hangout spot off the master. It's a little fireplace at night. And then, oh, let me turn my misters on. I just got these new misters, which are cool. The house was essentially here. I mean, I just redid. So like this roof, it's original. I just took each piece off, power washed it, you know, waterproofed the roof, and then put each piece back on clean. Because you know,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
the integrity. I like fire feature.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go into the pool, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but it worked. And then yeah, I actually didn't have a spa here. The spa was over there. I wanted my fireplace over there, so I just added a spa.
That's great.
So because I have, you know, nice furniture and things in the house, I have a really awesome alarm system. It goes around the whole perimeter. It's actually some live person looking at it anytime anyone crosses. So heat censored, infrared.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. So he has like a very high-end security monitor that basically someone is looking out live at all times. But are they really gonna hire one person to look at your single property? Probably not, right? He's probably like looking at multiple properties and getting any like signals and then doing that. But the idea is, you know, safety first, man. And I always recommend people invest like into these. By the way, this guy has like over like 100, maybe like not 100,000, but like maybe over like maybe like over like no, maybe a lot more. You know, maybe like over $100,000. Yeah, just like furniture and a whole bunch of stuff in his house, right? So obviously, security and protection is very important.
And then voice activated, and it goes around the house and around the whole perimeter of the house. So it's pretty awesome.
Cool.
No one's getting on the property.
Plus 2 guard dogs. Nico and Zelda.
Nico and Zelda too. A lot of people, you know, encourage me to take huge steps. You know, let's go open up a second office. Let's go, you know, grow the brokerage and have hundreds of agents. You know, I've kind of resisted that ego play.
Okay, that is pretty cool. One thing though, guys, okay, there's this thing called the 80-20 rule, right? You could either sell a lot of luxury properties, right, as a real estate agent, or for example, just like sell normal homes. But he seemed to start like his own company and get a whole bunch of brokers within him and like under him, and that was kind of like an 80-20 split in a lot of ways. So basically, he makes money without having to do anything whatsoever and just building the connection and doing all the groundwork, and that's awesome. So I respect that.
Focus on what got me successful. I think that's one thing that people lose sight on. For example, if you look at any top agent in Los Angeles, you look at the top 10 agents, not a single one of them just uses their cell phone. They have an office line, and you know, by the time you get a hold of them, you're 3 people deep. I only use my cell phone. I don't have an office line. If my clients call, I pick up. If my clients text, I pick up.
That is cool. You know, it's very, I think it was Jeff Bezos that said this, you know, the integrity of Amazon is just focused on customers. At the end of the day, they're a customer business first, you know, and a lot of people basically, when it starts to get big, they basically stop focusing on the customers. And that's very easy to basically do. And you focus on like, hey, the money, hey, the products. At the end of the day, it's all about the customers. It's all about, for example, YouTube. It's all about you guys. It's all about the audience and taking care of you guys, making sure I make content around what you basically like. Obviously, this video is almost about to be like an hour long, but if you're still here, thank you.
So I don't forget like why I got here, and that's just from working my ass off, knowing the market. So I still make sure that I'm the foremost expert in my area, and I give my clients, you know, completely undivided attention, and I just don't forget that. I still force myself to sit open houses. I will not get rid of. I will not add an office number. Just some things that I promise myself that will, you know, keep me grounded, keep me focused, keep me working hard. Because the truth is, you know, as soon as you start taking things for granted, you're done.
I think that's our ending. Perfect.
All right, bud.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to be linking to Jason's information down below in the description. But as always, make sure to...
Alright guys, right there, man, that is the end of the video, and this was a very long video, and I actually enjoyed this video a lot. You know, aside from like the fancy house, the fancy furniture, all we're really seeing is someone basically go from nothing to something and accomplish something great, and then basically be able to like bring his dreams to reality in a way that basically is not gonna hurt his wallet, at least not for now. Okay, so basically with like the current market, everything's going on, if he does have, for example, a lot of passive income coming in reality, this guy's gonna be good for life. And that's what you want to do, right? You want to set your whole life up for success for the rest of it, and not just for a short period of time. So overall, it's the first time I ever heard about Jason, and I know about Graham a lot, but it's the first time I heard about Jason. And to be honest with you, I respect him a lot, and it's awesome, you know. So overall, guys, I love this video. I enjoyed it. Would I do all this stuff? The answer is absolutely not. Okay, no, I would never do this, but I respect it, and everyone has different dreams, and everyone has different goals they want to get to actually keep working and actually do what they want to do, and that's awesome, you know. So I respect that 100%. But overall, guys, comment down below and let me know, what did you think about this ship in Los Angeles? Because basically, it's a ship in Los Angeles. That's what it says, right? It's not even a house, it's a ship. Comment down below, let me know. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video here, guys, well, like this video. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And on top of that, also follow me on Instagram, Bryson. And on top of that, if you want to watch basically the opposite of this video on how this guy lives in Los Angeles for $600 per month on a boat, well, watch this video right here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.